All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. I have Megan and Brandon with me today.
What's up? What's up?
Everybody's
Hey everyone.
hope everybody's doing good. I know we did a little later stream today. I just thought, why not get away with it today?
Right.
And I thought we would just talk about disabilities. I myself have a sister that's disabled, and I have a hey Claire and Nikki May and Judy Woodchick. Um, and so hey Sharon Ashman. Um, and so I thought I would tell my story about what happened with my little sister. Hey, it's just chat, and I know Brandon's going to share a little bit about his story, and then I'm going to talk about my son because he has epilepsy. So I
Right.
thought we would just kind of talk a little bit. But hold on, it's going to get louder for a second because my
Okay.
son's friend's here, and his truck is super loud. If you cannot hear it, I'm going to mute just for a second.
All right, go ahead. Hey that Amber chick. Hey April. Hey Dark Magician. Hey Maria Rose. Britt had to mute just for a second. She'll be right back. Hey Lindsay.
Yeah, I thought she dropped out too for a second though, but
Yeah, I guess
yeah,
she must have been outside or something. She's
yeah, that's how it sounded. It sounded windy.
Yeah, it did. I bet she was standing outside.
Yeah,
It sounded like a car was driving up or something. I don't know what I was hearing.
yeah, I, yeah. I couldn't figure it out either.
Because I don't know. I think she was wanting to start off by talking about her sisters, what she was saying.
Yeah, and then you talk about your daughter or something.
Well, she was going to talk about her sister.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she's going to talk about her son because her son has epilepsy.
Oh,
So
okay.
she wanted to share a little bit
Sorry,
So,
about.
speaking of my son, his friend
Yes,
dropped him off, and his son cut his like exhaust. It was super loud, and they just pulled up, and so
right.
it was so loud I didn't want it to back. But hey, Maria Rose, hey Dark Magician, hey Dina, hey Lindsay,
Hey,
hey that
Dina.
Amber chick. I'm just trying to say hi. Hey
thank you,
April.
man.
Okay,
Oh,
all right. I think we said hi to everybody now. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about my little sister. And I'll just start off by prefacing like this is from like a point of view of a 6-year-old because that's what happened. So in June of 1989, my little sister, it was a Sunday, and we were watching TV in my parents' bedroom, and there was like a loft on it, so like it was 3 stories, so 20 feet, and we just moved into this place and the screen door didn't fit correctly on the sliding glass door, and it was really hot, so we had to keep the sliding glass door open, and my little sister knocked the screen out and got underneath in between the screen and the railings, and the railings were the wrong way, so you know how it's like up and down, the railings were sideways. I can't think of like which way is
Yeah.
which, and she slipped underneath it and she fell 20 feet and landed on her head.
Oh.
And she was 2 at the time. And my mom and my dad heard a high pitched crying and they didn't know exactly what it was. And my dad ran outside because my mom at the time was 9 months pregnant with one of my sisters. And so obviously my mom couldn't run out there. And my dad found her and called 911. And when they called 911, because we had just moved, they had the wrong address. So it prolonged getting the ambulance to where we were at. I remember um, hearing like, the cry, and I didn't really know what was going on because obviously I was sick, so I didn't quite understand what was going on. And I remember like coming downstairs and sitting in like the living room, and I remember my dad um, had got my sister, my older sister, and had her come outside with him to comfort my little sister, because she was awake. She was obviously knew what was going on, and they were, trying to make sure she wouldn't move or anything like that. And my dad told my mom, you need to call 911. And so they did all
Right.
that. And I remember my dad coming up the stairs, just stopping at the top of the stairs and just broke down crying. And I've never seen my
Oh,
dad cry before. And so I
wow.
remember the ambulance finally getting there, and they couldn't airlift her out because of where we were at. We were in like kind of the woods, and so they couldn't just airlift her. They didn't have a good spot.
Yeah.
And she had this like pink jacket that she wore all the time. And I remember looking at like the front window and seeing the pink jacket over the top of her. So I couldn't really
Right.
see like anything that was going on. And so we lived in Seattle at the time, so they rushed her to the hospital there. And they said that she had severe traumatic brain injury, and the swelling was so bad they weren't sure she was gonna make it. So they ended up having to take out half of her skull on her left side because
Okay.
to relieve the brain, and
Yeah.
they put that in. They froze her skull, and I think my mom said like nitrogen,
Okay. Wow.
and she was in a coma in the one hospital for 10 days, and my mom was 6 days overdue with my sister at the time.
Oh,
And yeah, and so she ended up having my little sister, and then like was released 2 days later. And we had family that came and stayed with us because my mom had, let's see, at the time she had 4 kids, 5 kids. There's
okay.
5 of us. So us four older were kind of just, we went kind of wherever they could put us. And hey, Dottie.
Hey, Dottie.
And so they had her in a coma for 10 days. And that during that time, my mom played music to her and talked to her, and all
Yeah.
those things that they say to do when they're in a coma.
Right.
And we weren't allowed to go to that hospital because it was like it just was one of those places like 12 years and younger couldn't go, so none of us kids
Yeah.
could go. And so then they transferred her over to the Children's Hospital in Seattle. And I remember when we finally got to go see her, she was still pretty much in a coma. But she didn't have half of her, she didn't have her skull, so her head was all indented. And
Oh.
she ended up staying in the hospital for 2 months. And when she came home, she was blind because
Oh.
the pressure on her um, brain was on her optic nerves as well, and so she couldn't see, and she was paralyzed on her right side because your left brain connects your right side, and your right brain does your left, and because it was her right, let's see, it was her left brain was affected, that affected her right side. And to
Right.
this day, she's still paralyzed on her right arm. She can walk now, but so she had the school out. She had the piece of that school out for 4 months, and then they went back in and they did the surgery to reattach her skull. And she has a big old scar on her head from it still to this day. Um, and I just remember like how it affected our family because it was like a death in our family. Hi,
Right.
Nam Duplume. Thank you for coming. Um, it was one of those like you don't expect it. And so it was like a death in our family because she was 2 and she was this happy and vivacious and
Yeah.
outgoing little girl. And then all of a sudden she's not.
Right.
And
Oh my
my mom has
goodness.
said like that um it was just like a death that she had to get over, she had to grieve the loss of the little girl that
Oh,
she
right.
had,
I bet
you
so.
know. And so she to this day has seizures really bad. She has to take lots of medication to prevent those seizures from happening. And her mentality is, oh, you're fine, Brandon. Hey, Kayla.
Hey,
Um,
Kayla.
and so her mentality is like a 4 or 5 year old.
Yeah.
And she is about the sweetest thing I've ever, I mean, you know, sweetest thing I've ever met in my entire life. Just, I love her to death. And, but she's funny. She's real. She knows music though. I don't know if it's because of how, your brains are, like, I think the right brain is like, the right part of your brain is very like the musical and that kind of stuff. Um, but she has short-term memory loss, and she like she will remember people though, like from forever ago. And you're always your best friend, you're always your favorite sister, your favorite brother, or um, and she doesn't talk the greatest. Like, I mean, she talks well enough that you can understand her. But I have a nickname for her. I call her Old Grandma because you know how older ladies like their
Oh,
purses
yeah.
and they don't like to be
Right.
messed with. She's
Her
like
little
that.
purse.
Yeah, she got her purse, and you're not allowed to play with it or touch it. And
Right.
so I try to steal it from her, and she gets so mad at me. So I don't
Aw.
know. I've called her Old Grandma for years. But if you say it to her, like, if it's not me, but if you say it to somebody else, and you'll go, "Hey, Old Grandma," she'll go, "No, only Brittany call me that."
Oh, that's so sweet. Aw.
And she's so, but the only person that she can like fights with her is Natalie, my little sister. Like, those two fight, and I'm like, how do you fight with Alyssa? Like, she's such a sweetheart. Like, how do you get away? Like, I'm like,
Right.
but I think that because I've dealt with like having a little sister that's handicapped or handicapable, as we call her, it's made me super compassionate towards people with disabilities. Like, people
Right.
used to look at her and make fun of her, or just look at her really weird
Yeah.
or whatnot, and like, it makes me so mad
I
because
bet
it's like,
so.
she can't help what happened to her.
Right.
Little kids are definitely crazy and don't realize dangers and all that. She was only 2.5, so barely 2.5. So, she didn't understand that, like, heights. And the funny thing, not the funny thing, the weird thing is when she hit her head, she didn't break any bones. Just broke her
Wow.
head. Just broke her head. That was it.
Oh.
Talking about Alyssa. Mm. There's food to eat in the house. No, sorry. Sorry, guys. So, um, but yeah, so I think that was, it makes me very compassionate towards people that have
Right.
any sort of disabilities. And then, of course, I just think that sometimes people don't realize somebody has a disability, and it makes you really sad when you find out, like, that they do. And, people can be harsh and mean and cruel, and it just makes me so mad. Like, I'm very much an advocate for people with any sort of learning disability or, special needs or
Right.
whatever.
Um,
You all right, Brandon?
I didn't know if I was supposed to say something or not.
No, you
I
can ask questions or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't
well,
care.
I
Anything
don't.
you want.
I've never really gotten bullied. I mean, if you're talking about that time I talked about when I got the cops called on me. I was in a live chat and
Yeah,
I
I
said that.
remember you saying something about it.
Yeah. Well, this father had two girls, and I'm guessing they were pulled on, but it wasn't by me. But I felt like it was because he thought any creepy person would do that, or someone who was like me. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. which is total BS. That should never happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. I, I got
I
mad,
don't think you're.
but
I don't think you're creepy looking.
No.
no, it's well on camera. I don't know. It's in real life how I move and everything. It's weird. How I look, I think is okay. Let's see if I can. I can.
You don't look.
I'm
You don't look
I'm
weird.
average looking. I
No.
know that. I'm an average looking dude. I know that. Whatever.
So, do you
uh,
want to talk a little bit about your disability?
Yeah.
um.
And if you want
Okay.
to, you don't have to.
I will. It's. Do you know what cerebral palsy is?
I do.
Yes.
I read up on it once. It's like 1/2 of 1% of the general population have it. It's probably more now because that was old. But yeah, it affects my motor skills, my speech, how I look. It's motor. It's I don't quite move right, you know. It's
Right.
how
Right.
people expect is normal. So I look creepy. It's okay. What else going to talk about? Like, was
So,
it?
were you like teased in school and stuff because of your disability?
I got a little bit of verbal bullying, but not much.
Okay.
And I don't remember any physical bullying at all. But it's just the being ignored thing is weird.
Oh.
It's like it was
Yeah.
like you need to socialize a dog. It's kind of like that. I don't mean anything by it. I'm just it's relating it to it. A kid needs to learn how to socialize with other kids. I
Hmm.
don't know how to say it any better.
Right.
So, so your cerebral palsy. Why can I not say that? Has it affected like your body in any way?
Well, it's like how I move. Well, my joints aren't that well. They're good, but they're weird. They hurt every once in a while, even if there's nothing wrong. I mean, I
Right.
don't have that much energy. I can't walk too far. I can walk, but not that far. I can ride a
Right.
bike
Right.
though. So, what else?
So, can you drive?
Um, I haven't tried. I haven't tried to get a
Oh,
license
okay.
yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I shake too much a lot, so
That's why I'm
I
asking
don't think
questions because I'm sure you're like, I don't know exactly what to say. So, and
that.
I'm a
Well,
questioner. I'm one of
Yeah.
yeah,
those
that's
people like,
good.
I want to ask because, like, I knew somebody because my little sister, obviously being in special education, I knew a girl that they were twins, and one of them was perfectly normal, had a little bit of cerebral palsy, but the other one was like in a wheelchair and was really bad. Like she couldn't talk. It was like a really
Well,
bad.
well,
Um,
I remember being in classes where students would freak out and everything, but I never got hurt. I've seen that's pretty crazy though.
oh, okay.
Mm, I don't know how you're taking that. I'm just, no.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
seeing it. Yeah.
And then so April said, just want to see. People don't think I'm disabled because I don't look like it, but I was born with oxygen across my brain, so I cannot read or write. And I'm
Okay.
really sorry to hear that. I know
Yeah.
that sometimes that's hard when you have a disability that people can't see on the
Right.
outside, so they assume there's nothing wrong with you. Um, and so that's really frustrating, just in the general sense that like people aren't listening. People think that you're fine when you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
No, sweetie, you're from
I'm
the United States, aren't you?
just reading the live chat here on my phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you two talk. I'm sorry. I'm just
No, you're
on
fine.
mute.
YouTube doesn't
What?
want to translate you, Brandon.
YouTube doesn't want to what?
Doesn't want to translate you. It don't like you.
Speech recognition. That's what it's about.
Sorry. I thought that was kind of funny. And hey, Christoph, and always and sweet tea. Sorry, you guys were came in. We were talking, and I don't like to
That's all
interrupt
right.
my people when they're on.
First of all,
And then, so I guess I can talk about my son.
Yes.
He is almost 18 now, and when he was 14, one night in December, my oldest son came in and said, "Mom, there's something wrong with Hunter." And I said, "Okay, what's going on?" And he said, "I don't know. He's like shaking and he's bleeding from the mouth." And I said, "Okay." And because my little sister had grand mal seizures, I knew immediately what had happened. He had stopped shaking by the time I got in there. But when I saw him, because he was on a bunk bed, he was pinned between the wall and the bunk bed. And all I could see was like his face and like just blood pouring out of his mouth. He had grand mal seizure.
Oh wow.
And we obviously called 911 and rushed him to the ER. And they said that, yeah, he definitely had a seizure and he was really out of it. And he bit his tongue, almost bit it off because he, obviously had a seizure.
Yeah.
And so we took him they said if it happens, we took him to the neurologist. They said that they weren't sure if it was epilepsy or not because, he never ever had one before. But I guess now that we look back on it, he must have had like minor, the other type of seizure where they just kind of blank out or they drop things or whatnot. And he said if he does have epilepsy, it'll happen within the next 2 weeks. There's a 50-50 chance. And we said, okay, they did like the EEG. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. They did an MRI. They weren't sure. Nothing really came up like why he would have it. And so he then within 2 weeks had another one. And I happened to just be in the bedroom with him when it happened. And so, of course, I put him on his side and we called the ER, the ambulance again. And they were like, okay, so let's do more testing. They put him on medication, and that seemed to help him a lot.
Good.
And then we wanted to switch him from one medication to the other, and he started having issues, and so they decided to do another like 24-hour EEG, and it turns out that he has genetic epilepsy, which means it runs in our family somewhere. Which it some of the family members on both of our sides have epilepsy, so we don't know who side it is that it came from. But that means that, like, my daughter could have it. My oldest doesn't have it because obviously he's old enough now that if he showed signs of it, he would have it. And so then like 2018, he wasn't taking his medication and he was at work and he had another grand mal seizure and they had to rush him to the ER. And then because he had that big seizure, he wasn't allowed to get his driver's license or permit for a year. And so, you know, it's just interesting. Like, you don't realize that those are kind of the things. Yeah, it was super scary. And because my little sister had those grand mal seizures, I knew what they were and I knew how to handle it. It was still super scary. And like, we didn't realize that the blood part looks scary. Mouth is bad. Yep. I take Tegretol, which my little sister takes, and thankfully, that's doing so much better. It's absolutely scary. People don't understand it. Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
sweetie. It definitely is scary. Yeah. It's so scary, and he has short-term memory loss because of it, and he was really struggling in school. Like before, he was doing really good, like good grades, he's a smart kid, but he was really struggling. So I ended up finally just saying, we're getting an IV for you. And so that's helped out a lot. And then, of course, with all the virus stuff, he's been doing a lot better because he doesn't actually have to like be in the classroom because my kids are just finally going back to school after a year. And so he's on track to graduate, which we're really, really excited.
That's awesome.
And so, I just think that like when you have a disabled person in your family, it really can it just makes you more compassionate towards other people and their disabilities. And, I'm struggling with my own health right now. I kind of have mentioned it on Twitter, but I just went to a hematologist yesterday. Oh, the with Hunter, that happened about 4 years ago when we found out that he was diagnosed with epilepsy. Um, and so, oh, and you guys, so my little sister now, they told her they weren't sure she was going to survive. They weren't sure she was ever going to walk or be potty trained or anything like that. And she's 34 now. And she is thriving and amazing. And I just love her. Sorry, I meant to say that. But yeah, so we got some blood work back. I got a lot of blood work back,
Yeah, you sure
and
did.
because they did like 8 vials of blood yesterday on me, and my iron saturations right now are at 9%. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Obviously, I won't know more until I go back to the hematologist. But that's why I've been like not streaming because I've been super, super tired. No, I didn't. What did you do? Aw, Hunter, you're so cute. Hunter he goes, I'm not struggling anymore, but I am with, I don't want to, I'm not saying that. He said, I'm not disabled, I'm just special.
Right.
I'm not doing reading the other one, you little psycho. He's not struggling anymore. He's doing a lot better. And it doesn't, I don't think he's like amazingly, even though he has epilepsy, he is really resilient and he's a good kid and he's funny,
Yeah, he
but
is a good
he's an
kid.
asshole too. Nikki,
Well,
Megan wants to steal him.
Yes, I do.
uh,
He's a sweet kid.
I honestly, sweetie, I hopefully with this hematologist stuff, I I get results because I've been struggling with stuff for a long time with my body. This isn't the first time that I've had my saturation levels at 9%. So, um, and why they sent me to the hematologist is because my white blood cell count has been elevated for many years, and that's just not normal. It shouldn't be that way. And my gynecologist just happened to see it and said, I want to send you to a hematologist. And
Yeah.
Megan's a LPN, so she kind of went over some of my blood work with me. And because she's my best friend, and obviously I trust her to look at that stuff with me. And there's definitely something going on. They think that I either have like a autoimmune disorder
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm, suspicious about. I'll be
Right.
curious to see all your other labs and of course when you go back to the hematologist,
Right.
um
Yeah.
see what she has to say.
Yeah. I love them. Yeah, I do love when things go better than they expect. Especially my son. He's a good kid. He's a pain in the butt though. I love him, but he is too opinionated for his own dang good. Oh, Christine Marie, I'm praying that that's not what you have. And hello.
Let me see.
she's getting tested for that virus.
Oh goodness. I hope you don't have it, Christy.
Yeah, I've
I
had
hope
it.
you feel better soon.
Yeah, me too. I've had that. I've had to have been tested for it twice just because I've had procedures and stuff. The first time was fine, didn't hurt at all. The second time I wanted to punch the guy after he was done, and then
Right.
he's like, oh, you've been sick since you got your second vaccine. Oh man, I'm so sorry. That's no fun. So, so yeah, that's kind of. I think that when you have, oh, you're fine. Um, Lindsay, no problem. I think sometimes when people have a disability, whether you can see it or not, we just need to be kind and loving towards
Yes, we
each other,
do. Right.
I think
And
that, we've got to understand that, like, people have
I mean,
it could be
there's
just,
all kinds of disabilities. I
mm-hmm,
mean, even like
Definitely.
when I was in the second grade, I found out I was dyslexic, which is a learning disability, and I got picked on a little bit, like in the like elementary school for it, and I ended up having to go to a different school because of it. But I remember feeling different, and before I really understood what it was, so. I think it is really important to even if it's just something like a learning disability to treat everybody with kindness no matter what.
Yeah.
right.
Everyone,
Amen.
yeah. Definitely treat everybody the same. Yeah.
Because it's
Because you
hurtful,
never know.
to be picked on. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, we talk a lot about mental health, and with my mental health, and other people's mental health, I feel like that can be a disability as well. There's all sorts of disabilities. But and we were talking about, like, a lot of them. But I've been rewatching Teen Mom too. Oh, I hate that word. Yeah. The yeah, the R
Schizophrenia,
word
stuff
is
like that. Oh, that word. I
yeah,
know
I hate that
I've
word.
been called that a few times. That's,
Yeah.
that's not fun.
Oh yeah, and Christine Marie, don't feel like that. It's not interrupting chat. It's no biggie. I'm kind of ADHD, so I don't really stay on topic that well. I usually do the first half an hour, and then after that, we kind of just talk about whatever.
Just,
So,
yeah, that's, um, well, I was gonna also talk about how hard it was to get diagnosed. I've
Oh,
already said a little
was
bit
it
of
hard
it,
to get
and
diagnosed?
it was crazy. I did like appointments to have blood taken, and then
yeah.
they say they didn't get enough blood. They need to get
Hmm.
more, and
Oh,
that, that happened so many times. We walked out. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
I've been struggling to get this
to get
any
your
sort of diagnosis.
diagnosis.
They told me I had
Right.
fibromyalgia. Yeah, and then I'm still in the process of it. Oh, Nikki May, you're fine. And it's one of those things, like, I mean, I'm 38 years old, and I think that, I lean towards certain diagnoses because, like, from the symptoms and everything, it
Yeah,
seems like, it could be, an autoimmune disorder. I really think that's what it is because I get sick real easily just by random.
it's
Like,
possible.
and
Yeah,
so it just would make sense. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then,
did you see
you
in the
know,
chat? Lindsay was talking about hers too, and what her disability and what she deals with.
Gosher, oh,
Oh,
wow.
it's genetic. She
It's a rare
said,
bone disease.
"Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know she deals with a lot of pain. I hope that's okay to say, Lindsay. Um, every day.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's, we don't know what people are dealing with.
Right.
They told me I had
Exactly.
fibromyalgia 13 or 14 years ago, and that was just kind of it. But I've had other symptoms. I've gone to a rheumatologist before, and they said, "Oh, well, you have inflammation, but we don't really know, so we just think it's fibromyalgia." Okay, but but now as I'm being older, a lot of more things are starting to come up with blood work, and I think that, you know, I haven't had real great doctors that are willing
Yeah.
to listen to me, and I'm actually going to see a new doctor tomorrow, and I really hope that it's a good fit because, and don't be afraid to change doctors. Like,
Right. You
No, a
have
lot
to,
of
I would
doctors
rather
yeah, you
go
have
to
to
think they're
fight for
smarter
doctors
your,
than you.
that
you have to
would
be your own
listen to me.
advocate and fight for your own health. I mean, you have to
Yeah, it
speak
is.
up to the doctors and tell them sometimes what you want, what's going on with you, and put your foot down and say, "Hey, I know something is not right." And
Yeah,
it's sad that it has to be that way, but sometimes it's the only way to get them to do
Right.
the right
Yeah.
tests and stuff for you. And yes, don't be afraid to get a second opinion.
oh,
Definitely.
definitely. Yeah, that's key.
Or a third or a fourth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let's
When
see.
they were taking
I
my blood yesterday, I was like, "How many vials are you guys taking?" And she was like, "8." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's hard to
oh,
find a doctor sometimes these days that really
Yeah, but you have to be your
is
own
treats the
advocate.
patient, and a lot of times we're just a number to them. So,
the Shrinos that actually helped me get diagnosed.
Right.
You know who the
Yeah.
Shrinos are? Uh,
yes.
yeah, that's how I finally got diagnosed.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So Christoph
Yeah.
Van always said my brother had a traumatic brain injury at 16 and has forever changed his life. I cannot believe how cruel people really are towards those with disabilities. Absolutely cruel. And I think that's what I wanted to talk about the most is because people can be so cruel with people with traumatic any sort of disability.
Right.
And most of the time people weren't mean to my little sister, but it was because she had four older siblings that would, pretty much shoot him down. And I was a feisty little kid, so I wasn't about to let anybody ever let anything happen. And I'm really sorry that that happened to your brother because I
Yeah,
know
me
how
too.
devastating it affects your family. Like my dad, kind of like, he didn't know how to handle it. My mom was like stalwart, man. That lady, she has been taking care of my little sister since it happened, day one. And my mom is almost 62 and is my sister's full time care provider. Like she takes care of her no matter what. Even though it's hard for her, I know that mentally it can be really hard and I know that someday my mom won't be able to. But luckily my little sister has a lot of siblings and each of us have all said that we would take turns taking care of her. Um, you know, yeah. Yeah, and Nikki May said my brother also had a traumatic brain injury as a baby, and because he looks normal on the outside but doesn't have the mental capacity, at someone his age, people are downright cruel. Amen.
Yeah,
It's so hard.
exactly.
Yeah.
I said hi to you earlier, but hi, do we Floyd? You have PTSD, and oh, I'm so sorry, Christine Marie. That's so awful.
I know. I'm sorry too, Christy.
It's never easy to have to deal with all of the all of the stuff that goes along with having a disability.
Right.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
think the maturity level he stopped at 16. Yeah, I think that and that's hard when people don't understand when they look like a full grown adult, but they all, their mental capacity isn't a full grown adult, and people don't understand that.
yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, oh, go ahead, Brendan. I'm just talking.
Huh.
Feel free
Well,
to interrupt me
I
whenever.
was just agreeing with you.
Right.
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you.
Oh, okay. I hate when I interrupt people. So me and Megan
we
are so bad at that. We're like, go no, go ahead,
yeah,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
we always do that to each other.
Yeah, we're like, no, you're good. You no, you go ahead. No, no. Yeah, it's so hard, and I just feel like it's important to have these open conversations, because people deal with autism. Josh that comes on, he had a really bad car accident, and I know that he struggles with his, how he speaks.
Right,
And then I have family members that have ADHD or autoimmune, all these different disabilities, and they don't realize that that they can get help, and they can, and there is a website, and I don't know if Nikki May can be um
Oh,
oh, it's okay if you need to make dinner.
I don't know how
There's a
much.
the website, it's the ADA, and it's the America's Disabilities Act. I think
right,
Nikki May could probably get their website. So if you have a disability and you need some help or want your rights, that's a great place to go. And it's funny because my stepdad I won't say exactly what he does, but he does work with people that are disabled, and that's not even how my mom and my stepdad met. But that's what he does, is works with disabled people, and I think it's really cool that he does that. But it's just weird, like the one
Yeah,
guy my mom finds happens to be like the cool, like works, with with people like adults that have disabilities.
right.
So I just thought that that was, and he's a super. I love him. I call him P Daddy. Oh yeah, you have severe ADHD. Oh, thank you, Nikki May. You are amazing. And hey, I saw Crystal in here, and I forgot to say
Oh,
hi to her if I didn't say hi to her. I'm sorry, hon. I feel so bad. I meant to say hi, and then I think I was in the middle of. I think I answered you, but
that's
didn't say
okay.
hi. Oh man, yeah. I know like the ADHD runs in my family, and I think that I have it in a certain. I may be more ADD than ADHD. I'm not really hyper, but um, and yeah, and then the fibromyalgia is not
Right.
easy.
No.
Yes, thank you, Nikki May. I know that's a good. And when I'm done with the video, I will Okay. I'll put the link for the ADA.gov. So if anybody needs some help, they're a great website, and that's a government. It gives you all sorts of information about um, the Disability Act and all of that. And I've definitely looked into things on that because I think it's important to know your rights as a person that has a disability.
Yeah,
It makes me
absolutely.
nervous though, like what could be going on with me. I mean, like I'm really struggling. I try to be like strong and act like there's nothing wrong, but I'm really struggling with it, like not knowing and wanting to know, but then like scared to find out. What if it is something like, because obviously they're like it could be cancer. She didn't think it was. She didn't. She was like, oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I did not know that. She said there are different resources for ADA on your local state websites as well. Thank you for that, Nikki. I did not know that. Um, you know, uh, it makes me nervous to kind of find out, because they're like, the hematologist doesn't think it's cancer. She thought, it definitely show more signs of like sickness or anything like that. But it's just the not knowing, and I'm sure Brandon can relate to that, of the not knowing what's going on and
Yeah.
knowing that there's something wrong, but just not knowing what it is.
yeah. being disabled, and yes, actually, it's weird. It makes things weird. I mean, I wasn't really sad, but it was weird. You know, I didn't know why I was
Right.
being treated the way I was being treated.
Is it a
Yeah.
little was it a little scary? Right. How old
Have
were
I
you
ever
when they
gotten? It
finally
was
gave
like,
you your diagnosis?
um, shoot, I, hmm, I can't remember. I was 12, 13, maybe. One of those. Um, I'm
Oh,
not sure which
wow.
one. Yeah, I was at 12 or
Oh,
13.
okay. That's a long time to wait
Um,
for that.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah. What else? I'm, I'm not good at talking that much. I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. You're doing
You know.
great.
What else?
Oh,
I
thanks,
don't know.
Christ Conflict. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
I
Thanks for
appreciate it. Love
coming.
you.
I don't know what to talk
Um, I
about.
think that it is a very important topic. Um, and
Yeah.
this is the point of this channel is to be able to talk about pretty much anything like this, life stuff. That's really what this channel was. My original main goal was to
Uh,
talk about um, everyday life things, if that makes sense.
yeah, they
Yeah.
could make a call-in show about it. Is that what you're talking about? Like,
Huh?
well, no, just a place where everyone can talk.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
That's
Yep.
what I kind
Okay.
of wanted.
Sorry.
It was just to come in and be able to have, like a say and your, everyday life things.
Right.
And I think that that was kind of my original with mental health, but then also just, because mental health is such a big thing but we also have to deal with life. And I've always been a very compassionate and loving person. And while I'm not perfect, I make mistakes. I say things I shouldn't say. Um, and oh, thanks. Yeah, panels are not always easy.
Right.
Um, I'm not perfect. I've hurt people's feelings. I said or done things, but I would never want anybody to ever feel like they weren't welcome here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And that was, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want
Yep.
people to feel like I want them to, like, I have people that, come from different communities, and I'm just, I'm gonna tell y'all now, I probably won't talk about Hey Joy anymore on this channel. I might, we can reference her, but that's not what this channel was ever about. It was never about her. And yeah, I have made a couple of streams about her, but this is really about real life and what we deal with day to day as people. Um, because it's important for people to be able to have a place and a voice.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah. Uh,
And
yeah. Um, I
I'm
can
laughing at
answer.
Dewey. She cracked me up.
I guess I could answer questions from the chat if they have any. I mean, it's, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Let's see. Hold
we do
on.
need a break from her. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
will still go into people's, chats
Oh,
and talk
definitely.
about her, but I just don't want that to be, I want like,
Chat.
and by the way, everybody, I have 300 subs. Thank you all so much for subscribing. I love my replay gang. I'm so grateful for you all. Everybody that supported me. It means the world to me that people, I didn't think that anybody would come with me. Honestly, I straight up didn't think anybody would. I didn't think that like I had anything to say,
Uh,
you
yeah.
know. And so I just am super, super grateful to anybody that's been on my panel. I'm grateful to Meg because she's my awesome, beautiful best friend and co-host.
Thank
You
you.
know, and I'm just and I'm grateful for anybody that was like willing to come up on my panel. You know, my sister comes in too, and I'm grateful for that. And you know, I'm extremely grateful for all the love and support that I get when I do my streams, and you know, even on Twitter, lots of people are very like loving and kind to me, and I really appreciate it. And anybody that isn't, okay, you're not hurting my feelings. Like, you may make me upset, you know, at some points, but I don't hate you. You know, you can do what you want to do, and I love you anyways. Well, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, you know, like I have so much going on in my own personal life that I do this for fun. Like, I've never asked money from anybody ever. You know, I'm sure people are like, well, why don't you put your PayPal out there or this or this or this? And it's like, well, because that's not what I'm here for. I don't need the money. Like, you know, I do this because I love being able to talk to people.
I do it as a joke. Like, let's see. You know who Unilock is, right? Okay, don't
Yo,
Yeah,
oh
don't.
yes, oh yes, we
definitely.
know who he is. I
Oh,
promise.
oh,
Absolutely
you
know
do.
him.
Oh.
Yes, we do.
Okay, it's a dig at him. So, whatever. I'm not gonna explain all of it, but
Well, he is a whole joke,
whatever.
so you know,
Yes,
he is a
Yeah.
joke. So he's
Oh,
that
we
he
just
is.
yeah, he is a big joke.
yep.
So he's like the laughing stock of
Y- Big
YouTube.
time. Yes, he is.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is our escape from real life. Exactly. Like I I mean, and it's a good outlet for me to like be able to talk out a lot of my stuff. Um, you know, cause and thank you guys everybody for the congratulations. It means a lot to all of us.
Yes, it does.
Um, you know, I really do. This is our escape from real life, right? For real.
Yes.
But and I'll keep everybody. Oh, thank you, Stina. Oh, thank you for listening. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, you know, I want this channel to be made organically. Like, I want people to be here that want to be here. I want people to watch that want to watch and participate or just listen. I'm grateful for that. You know, I have a few of my people that just listen or my Aussie friends that rewatch on the replay and they always make comments in the, you know,
Yep.
um
That's true.
in
Yeah.
the oh my gosh, in the chats
The
and everything.
comment section.
Oh, here you have a question, Brandon, from Nikki May.
Okay.
Oh, I do. Oh, okay. Oh, oh. What is this? Um, huh. Maybe I should read it out loud.
Oh, you got it highlighted, Britt?
Oh, I can read it
Okay.
real quick. It just says, Brandon, coming from your viewpoint, yeah, as a big sister, does it frustrate you if a family member sticks up for you or gets defensive with cruel people? Oh, Brandon, you muted yourself.
He'll be right back, I'm sure.
He'll come back and answer it. But
Yeah.
um, does it frustrates me, like coming from my point of view as a big
Right.
sister, that people have ever like. It frustrates me if family like I've never had a family member get mean or cruel, thankfully, because my sister's like the sweetest person. But it would make me mad. I would get defensive. So okay, Brandon, you're unmuted now. Are you there? I can hear him, but like I can hear his background, but
Yeah, I can't hear.
I don't know if he's
Let me
talking.
see.
That's all right. I thought he was talking to himself earlier, so goes to show my point of view, right?
Can you tell if he's muted? There he is. I saw him for a second.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know what happened. It seems like he's trying to come in a little bit, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like he's trying to talk, and maybe he's having problems with his microphone. I don't know.
Right.
Brandon, I'm gonna kick you just out of the stream for a minute, and then maybe try and come back in and see if that'll help. We'll just fix it, and then he can come back in, and hopefully that'll help. But I mean, so how's everything going, Meg? I mean, it's been a week since. I mean, not since we talked, but how's life going? How's spring break going? What have you guys done? Anything
Oh,
exciting or fun?
yeah. Um, not too much, just enjoying it and uh not having to get up super early. It's been nice and you know,
Sleeping in.
so yes, sleeping in. She's enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. So it's been fun, but it'll be back to school on Monday, so but not too much, just you know, we had a good Easter. I know y'all did too. And that's really
Oh
about
yes,
it.
yeah. Oh, Christy Marie, I'm so sorry.
Let me see. Go to the comments.
I said it was positive.
I must have missed it.
Oh
Yeah, I
man,
missed it.
I
Oh
didn't know
no,
you could
sorry,
be
Christy Marie.
positive after you get the shot. I did not know that you. I thought once you got it, you couldn't. I mean, I guess it would make sense, like, because if you get the flu shot, you can get the flu. But man,
Yeah,
that's rough. I'm so sorry you get that thing and you're not gonna get it, and I'll help you vaccinate from it, and then you get it. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
yeah, I'm so sorry too. Golly.
That sucks. I just can't. Yeah. Oh, that's why I never go anywhere. Well, not
Yeah,
because I'm just afraid
it's
I'll get
scary. I
anything. Because
know.
you
Right.
know, I think
I try
yeah,
not to
yeah.
go.
You me.
Oh,
She said, same with me, talking about, getting defensive or whatever. When we adopted my brother, even before he became one of my own. So when someone does or says something cruel, my big sister side takes over. I mean, my big sister side takes over for, me. Anyways, that's okay, Brandon. I understand we all have technical difficulties. At least, at least we
yeah, it's
remember to
okay.
unmute. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly, Stina Marie. I'm sorry. So sorry to hear that. I think it takes 2 weeks after the second shot to be totally effective, and even that's like 77 to 90% or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
So
something
there's
like that. I
always
don't know
still
the exact. My
a
mom actually
chance.
asked me if I was getting vaccinated, and I was like, I wasn't. I don't know if I'm going to. I'm, with everything going on right now. I just want to make sure like that we know what's going on with me before we do anything. I just want to make sure. So, but my mom, yeah, she was like, "You should," and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna see a doctor tomorrow, so we'll talk about it." My mom, love her to death, but you know, she like to be pushy. She's a pushy lady. Oh, I was gonna
Well,
throw in Brandon has a channel, and I was gonna see.
make
Want
it put
to
in his
have
link.
people subscribe to him
Yes.
because he,
He can't get
yes,
back
I got
in.
it. I think he's, oh man,
Just having some
I guess
issues.
not.
Yeah, I know.
Stupidest. Okay, that's Brandon's channel, guys.
I still don't go out as much as like we used to before all of this. Before the pandemic.
I got a
I
Crystal.
try to just go out
Right.
like when I have to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't either. Like, I go to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah,
I go to the Dollar Tree, and that's about it.
right.
That's okay, Brandon. At least you got to come in for like the first hour and
Yeah, I'm so
talk
glad you
about
got to
your
come.
stuff. And I'm really grateful that you got to come in,
Right, and you
and
can
visit with
always come
us.
back.
Yeah, I don't know, your mic, like you were unmuted. You were muted. Then when you unmuted yourself, we could hear like background noise. We couldn't hear you. If that helps. You can maybe try the link again and see if you can come in. I know I love Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree's like my jam. I go there like every other day
Yeah, I love the
just because
Dollar
I'm bored.
Tree.
Just because I have nothing else better to do, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Oh, I take my daughter in there all the time. We both like it.
I actually call it the $20 tree. No, I agree, Stina. I really like. I do too. She said, I just want to sit
Oh, I
down and eat a
know.
good meal inside a nice restaurant. I know it sounds kind of petty, but I really want that. I do
Yeah, me
too.
too.
Like, we haven't been able to, because we keep getting, because of, in Oregon, we keep getting put lockdowns. And so we can't do it.
Right. I know. I don't. I mean, we have a few you can go into, but they just let
No.
a few at a time. But
I can
most of
hear
the
you now,
restaurants are
Brandon.
still closed.
Hello, hello.
Yes, we can hear
We can
you.
hear you now.
Okay. I was trying to come back in. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't mind if I get defended. It's cool actually. I like it when I see my sister defend me and shit. It's personally,
Oh,
I
you're
like
lying when you
it.
get defended.
Personally, I
Hey,
like
I've had my
it.
siblings have to defend me too. It's
Yeah,
funny because my older, so Hunter, my almost 18-year-old, he can piss his sister off day and night. But if anybody messes with her, oh no, that's not how it works. Like, nope.
yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
was with me and
no.
Brittany, my sister.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Yeah, that's how it is with my siblings too. Like, we can throw each other crap all day long. If you mess with one of us, you best believe the other one's gonna be really close behind,
Oh,
going
oh,
after you.
definitely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that's what siblings are
definitely how it
supposed to
is.
be. You know. You know.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I told Brendan and Nikki, there was this meme and it said my mama didn't raise no dummy except maybe I said, or it says like mama didn't raise no dummy but maybe ask my sister or something like that. And so I tagged my sisters in it.
I get what you're trying to say. I get what you're trying to say when you're
Yeah.
saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister's not here. None of my sisters are here. So they can't defend themselves, so they're the dummies. That's what I say. Get in here, crazy dog. I didn't hear him barking or nothing. Oh, I want to go camping. Anybody else want to go camping?
I do. I'm in. Yeah.
Well,
I love
maybe.
camping.
Just
I have my
depends.
own tent even. I need to get it fixed, but I have a tent.
I don't tent camp. I glamp. I got a
Yeah,
trailer.
see, I would have to do it like you do it,
A
Britt.
camping trailer. I don't live in a trailer. I live in a house.
Right. As long as I had like a nice camping trailer like you had, I would do it.
Yeah. So Nikki May said, Brandon, I'm glad. I think maybe for my brother, he gets embarrassed because if they get real nasty, I will kindly let them know where to shove it. I bet you aren't so kind about it, Nikki May. I know you, Nikki. Don't lie. I love camping. I can't wait. We're gonna go over to the coast, the Oregon coast,
That's
for
gonna be
Memorial
fun.
Weekend and
Yeah.
stay like 5 days. I can't wait. I need to. Yeah.
You need a
We
good
and my husband's
trip
grandparents
getaway.
live on the coast, so we haven't seen them in like a year and a half because of the virus.
Right.
I mean, I put that in quotation marks. You did put it in quotation marks, Nikki. Well, I mean, anybody's welcome to come to Oregon. I mean, we got lots of fun stuff to do here.
We usually go too. Sorry. I'm a pothead. I don't kill.
I love the coast. We used to live on the coast, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I'm kind of tired today, so I don't think I'm gonna go on too much longer
Right.
because I'm just getting a little
Different
tired.
things.
So
Yeah, and you've had
I
a
appreciate everybody coming.
Lousy.
yes.
But once I find out more about my health stuff, I'll update everybody, of course. And thank you, Brandon and Megan, for coming. I appreciate you both.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
I might come on more
thank
often.
you
I
for
might
all
ask
of people
to.
in chat and the replay
Yeah,
gang.
come back,
And
please.
Yeah,
We'd love to have you
Oh,
again.
yes, definitely.
Come hang out with us.
So I hope everybody has a good day. I'm sure I'll see you around in chats or whatnot over the weekend or whenever I decide to go live again. So, all right. Well, we will talk to you guys later. We'll see you later.
Yeah, have
Bye.
a good day, everybody.
Bye.